Okay, today's project, we're gonna go from pump E85 in the Hellcat to some race fuel. All right, stick with us here. So I've been looking online, trying to find a video clip of this process. How do you tap into the fuel system up front on the Hellcat and use the pumps in the car to drain whatever fuel you got in the tank to be able to swap over to a different fuel. Whether you're swapping from 93 octane over to E85 for racing, or whether, like me, I'm swapping from pump E85 to some spicier stuff down there from Renegade Race Fuels. That's the idea, just swapping fuel in the Hellcat using the existing system. Not having to go underneath the car, drop the car. This stuff you can do right at the track, race day. Obviously, you want to wait till the car's cool as possible. You're dealing with fuel, you're dealing with electrical, things you want to be real safe of. Keep a fire extinguisher handy. But here we go. So what I've done, coil pack, half covers, whatever you want to call them, they're already off the car. I've actually just completed this process, so everything's in the state of when I'm done, but we'll walk you through the process here. What I'm going to be using is I'm going to be using this little setup here, just some 3/8 fuel line with a 4 connector, hard to read that upside down, 4 connector that OST Dyno puts together. They make this kit. I'll put a link in the description. You can buy it, or if you are smart enough to figure out which parts these are and how to put some 3/8 fuel line together, there you go, make your own. They also send you a little jumper wire here for the back when we get to that point. I'm not using that. I went a different route. We'll show you what that is here coming up, but this is what we're using. We're taking this little setup and we are putting it into, let me get around the pole here. We're gonna be putting it in place of the fuel rail right here. So the way we're gonna do this is there's a red tab here. It's a little locker. What we wanna do is you wanna reach in on both sides of this this connector. We're gonna reach in and we're gonna pinch it and we're gonna push it back towards the firewall. Careful, it will pop off and shoot down into no man's land down there and you'll have to be hunting forever trying to find it. Don't let that happen. Wedge it off easy and then reach your hand back around the backside, slip it off. Let me try and do it here for you while you're waiting. See if I can, big old fat hand in the way. There it went, that click was it releasing. Now I'm just gonna reach my hand back around the backside. Try not to get it to hook back on again. And get a finagle and off she comes. All right, so that's it. That's what you're taking off. That is your orientation for putting it back on. The tab part goes to the top, little clips go to the side. You just put it on the backside and slip it in. That's how you put it back together. Okay, that's your safety. Next thing we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be pressing the middle of this white connector, and you can see it flare up right here. That's it releasing over the top of the little tabs. You're gonna wanna push the line up towards the supercharger while you press the tab. That'll get the pressure off of it, release it, and then you're gonna wanna slide it back down. And then be ready with your rusty trusty rag, because there will be all the fuel that's in these fuel rails is gonna come out that hole that you just made and make a mess. So that's where your fire hazard starts. That's where I want you guys to be careful. So that's it. That's how you get it disconnected. Then you're gonna take this connector from the hose and it's gonna go into the white, this little piece right here. I'm gonna cut the video right now and, or actually put on screen right now a picture of that connection made. You'll see the connector, the black connector pushed in, and you also see the silver fuel line or fuel rail connector open and nothing on it. So there you go. You should see that right now. Okay, now that we've done that, we've made our connections up front. Of course, take the into your hose, put it into your 5-gallon or larger. Don't do anything smaller than a 5-gallon. We got a lot of fuel to pump out here. Go to the back of the car. Okay, back here, pop your trunk, lift up your cover. We're going into the fuse box. So obviously you're gonna need to remove the fuse box cover, push in on that tab, slide it backwards, get it off of those little connections. And that fuse box cover is right down here, right next to the tail end of the car. Why we need to get access to this is because we are going to pull, oh, look, I'm not set up for you guys. We're gonna pull the fuel pump relay. So let me show you. That relay is sitting right down here in this corner, plugged into those 4. This connector goes into those 4. That is your stock fuel pump relay. Part numbers for anybody who cares, in case you break yours. There you go. You pull that baby out, and to pull it out, you just pinch it on both sides straight up. That pulls it out. You're gonna go in with either that jumper that you saw from OST Dyno, or your own jumper, or buy this kit off of Amazon or wherever you want to get your favorite fuel pump relay bypass switch kits. What we're after is that gray one in the middle. I bought the whole kit. I work on cars, figured why not. This is what comes in the kit. The gray one is obviously the one we want, and then the others, there's your product number in case you're interested in that. And let me flip back over. This is really the key number. You go to look it up online. 9038. This is the one we want. It's just got 2 on the bottom. Should look a lot like that wire connector that we saw up front, but this one has a switch, which is why I like this one. So what we're doing with this, we're gonna come back down in here. Oh, the light's terrible. I apologize, guys. We're just gonna put this straight, again, straight up and down. And let me get you guys out of the way so I can see what I'm doing. There it goes, straight up and down. Push it straight in. And at that point, you got an on-off switch. You flick that on, and your pumps are pumping. So make sure you're set up front. You are pumping gas right now. I did not turn it on. But I will cut now to a little clip where I am in the middle of pumping gas, and that will, let me cut to that right here real fast, let you hear what it sounds like when the pump's running, and then also when it runs dry. I'll be right back with you. The system's running. I'll try and be quiet here in a second. System's running, it's pumping gas into the tank right now. Let me just hold it up, show you what kind of flow we get here. So a good little stream. Again, I'm running dual pumps, drop-in pumps in the back there. Let me know if you want a video on that. But I'm gonna try and hang out here, just go quiet for a second, let you hear the noise, and hopefully we'll hear it shift over to the empty here in a second. So hopefully you can hear that kind of whir and noise. That is the pumps, the dual pumps working as it's pumping the fuel out of the tank up through this hose and into this gas can. There you go. Hopefully you can hear that ruckus. That is the pumps running dry, if you will, and you'll notice there is still some fuel coming up here, so I let them run for a minute. And I can actually feel it kind of stutter with the pressure. So that's it, we're done. Run back here. Shut them off. Okay, sorry. Probably feels a little disjointed here. I'll try and clean that up in editing, but I'm terrible at that, so you guys are suffering. But that's it. You heard the pumps run dry. Now it's time to reassemble. You, again, pinch the white connector, push in on the white connector, pull back, and that's gonna release your line here, and then shove it, feed it down in, shove it back on your fuel line, put your little red connector back on. That should, I give it a little tug when I'm done, the fuel line, a tug when I'm done, and that lets you know it's secure. And then come back here, and you're gonna do your relay swap back here. we're gonna pull our switch that we were using. We're just gonna, again, reach in, pull straight up with that, out it comes. We're gonna take the stock one, and I'll tell you, I always put it back in. I put it back in with the 3 going across the top towards the front of the car, and then straight down in with that. So that's what it looks like in its stock location. Again, there's no, should be pretty simple. It's this one right here when you're looking in the top of your fuse box. But that's it. Put that back together and you are done. You can then, of course, fill up your car with whatever fuel you want to be using now. Go out and do your testing. For me, I'm going to be swapping in that Renegade fuel, going out and doing some data logs, trying to get this car dialed in on the spicy E85 with the intention. All right, guys, the intention in this car is to get a 9-second street car. Something I can drive all over the country if I want, and then also be able to go blast a 9-second pass in the quarter mile. So that's my goals. Hopefully you guys will stay along with me for the ride. If you would, please give me a like and a comment, and subscribe if you're interested. Again, content mostly going to be around Challengers and drag racing and things like that. But if you're on Instagram, give me a follow. There's my handle, yellow_Hellcat. I appreciate any support you guys want to give to me. Definitely looking for feedback from you about what content you like. Check out some of my other videos. You should see some race videos, a couple dyno sessions, things like that. So always interested in your guys' feedback. Hope you help me make the channel into what you guys want to see. I enjoy tinkering on this stuff. I got another video coming about this install here. So all kinds of little things. But whatever you guys want to see, give me a comment, and then hopefully we will see you out at the track sometime if you're anywhere in Nebraska. Otherwise, maybe at a bigger national event if I ever get things dialed in and get ambitious. But there you go. Hopefully this helps some of you who aren't sure how to swap fuel in your Hellcat. I'm sure the process is very similar in the Chargers and other cars. The key to it is getting the right hose, right connection. So hopefully this helps some of you. And appreciate all the support. Thanks, guys. Bye.